Thank you very much. Asanteni sana. ODM. Kweli. ODM. UDA. UDA. Basi. I want to take this opportunity in our meeting today. We have the broad-based family. And as you know, the Kenya Kwanza family includes Fort Kenya, Chap Chap, PA, UDM, and all the other parties, and our older party of ODM. And today, we are meeting here today as one broad-based family. As was said by the Honorable Oburu Oginga, 4 years ago, we were very serious competitors. And we went to the elections with different plans, but converging manifestos. After the election, when we were elected, we took over and began the journey to implement the plan upon which we were elected. And our friends and brothers in ODM, then in the opposition, took up the responsibility of making sure that we were held to account. And today in this meeting, as we meet here, we're going to have a very candid conversation. And that is why I have no notes. Because we want to have a heart-to-heart, candid conversation about where we were, what we have done with the last 4 years, initially as Kenya Kwanza, subsequently as broad-based, and to chart the way forward. I want to talk to you, friends, as a Kenyan and as a patriot. Because this meeting is very consequential. The broad-based family is the largest gathering of political leaders in Kenya. This broad-based family is only second to the grand coalition government. And therefore, where you are seated today, understand the consequence of your being here. Our nation, Kenya, today depends to a very large extent on this team that is seated here. It is not easy to put together 250 plus members of the National Assembly and almost 45 senators, and governors, the two largest formations in Kenya, political formations, are seated in this room. And therefore, the future of our nation is dependent on the decisions that we make in this meeting. And therefore, all of us seated here must understand the weight of the decisions we make, because they will influence how Kenya moves into the future. I have the privilege of being the leader of this team, because when we sat down with my elder brother, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, and by the way, just for your information, it did not happen 2 years ago. Because I knew and I realized, it was my intention to bring the country together, I did engage the Honorable Raila Odinga immediately after the election. With a view of minimizing the differences, the rough edges, because ultimately we are citizens of one nation, irrespective of our political persuasions. Yes, we must compete. Yes, we must have different points of view, but bottom line is that we belong to one nation. And if Kenya succeeds, we succeed irrespective of our political sides. If Kenya does not succeed, it doesn't succeed for all of us. And therefore, whatever it is, whatever different points of view that we have, ultimately, we must have it at the back of our minds that we have a nation to look after. And every leader, irrespective of the sides that you belong to, must understand that the well-being of the Kenyan people, the destiny of our nation, is dependent on us as leaders as we take the country forward. So, we went to compete. And if you look at our manifesto as Kenya Kwanza, and you look at the manifesto of the then Azimio, you will find that there are areas of convergence. There are areas that for a very long time, all of us, as the people of Kenya, have always wanted to achieve, albeit using different means. And it is the reason why I did ask the Kenya Kwanza team, and I know they are sitting here and they remember. And I told them then, and I will tell this team today, that the challenge is not so much that we have won the elections. It is not even that we have a manifesto upon which we had discussed in many fora with the people of Kenya. The challenge is if we have the courage and the mettle to implement the manifesto and the commitment we made to the people of Kenya. And I want to stand here proudly to say to the Kenya Kwanza team, I am very, very proud of you. Very, very proud. Yes. I know I took many of you through very difficult decision-making journeys. Yes. You remember the difficult meetings we had on housing, the difficult meetings we had on implementing health, on making sure that we have a new formula to fund our education, and on all the other issues. And I remember telling you then that it is not necessary to be popular all the time. The Bible says there's a time for everything. Today, we have a track record that is second to none. Yes. And I must say this of our friends and brothers in ODM. When it was time to discuss housing, when it was time to discuss universal health coverage, the Honorable Raila Odinga agreed with me. And our brothers and sisters in ODM did not find it any difficult when we decided that we were forming a broad-based government, because in the agenda we were implementing, they could see their own plan in ODM, the plan they had gone to the election with, being implemented in part by our administration. And I want to say to my friends, my brothers and sisters in ODM, thank you very much for putting the interests of the nation ahead of other interests. I stand here today to say I am very, very proud of my former party. Yes. And you, led by my brother Raila Odinga, and now my elder brother Oburu Oginga, will go down in history as a party that when the nation was at crossroads, you chose to point forward for the nation. And that is why this meeting is very consequential. Because we bring a hybrid of ideas. We converge. The plan that was in Azimio, broadly, largely carried by ODM, and converge it with the plan of Kenya Kwanza. And that is why in the last 2 years, the program of implementing what we wanted for Kenya has picked up pace. There has been an acceleration of the delivery of our plan ever since our brothers and sisters from ODM joined us and we became a broad-based administration. And that is why in this meeting, we are going to have presentations on where we were 4 years ago, the track record of what we have achieved in relation to the commitments we made to the people of Kenya. And we are also going to agree together on not just what we have achieved, but what is achievable and what we can do together in the next 1 year, and by God's grace, in the next 5 years and into the future. So this meeting, and I am I'm a very proud person. Yes. Because it is very rare to be a leader of a team as big, as committed as the one we have in this room today. Listen, guys. The other side is in chaos. I don't have to say that. I don't have to explain. Yeah? So, as we meet here today, the future of our nation is the subject of our conversation. We did gather the courage to implement the plan upon which we were elected, and subsequently we joined together as a broad-based family. It was not difficult for John Mbadi here when he went to Treasury. It was not difficult for him to understand and to explain what we were doing. And he has done it better than any other person. I mean, let us give credit where it's due. Honestly. You know, we have had 2 CSs in this administration at the National Treasury, right? You all agree, either by virtue of him being a former member of parliament, either because he understands the nuances of politics and public engagement. CS Mbadi has distinguished himself in a very significant way and explained to the people of Kenya what we are doing. And so has every CS. I must congratulate all of them. Under very difficult circumstances, you know, especially those of us who are not members of parliament, I know it may not be easy, who are not former members of parliament, to navigate the public space. And so, what am I trying to say? Listen, good people. We have done exceptionally well on matters to do with agriculture. And we will get an explanation of what we have achieved. Whether it is fertilizer subsidy, registering farmers, dealing with cartels, improving farmer prices, opening new markets. Lee Kinyanjui is sitting here in our midst. We've had conversations. He's led the way. We've gone to China. We've gone to many places to open new markets. We can proudly speak about our track record on matters agriculture, and farmers and pastoralists will be our witnesses. We have transformed the education space. All the challenges that were there, challenges with CBC, challenges with funding model, challenges with shortage of teachers, challenges with shortage of learning spaces in classrooms, we can proudly face the nation today and say we have done what was required of us. More learning spaces, more teachers, a proper competence-based structure now, and a new funding model that is saving our universities and making sure that all students are in class. We have done what we have always wanted to do as a nation on universal health coverage. Whether it is the numbers of citizens that are enrolled, the numbers of citizens that are treated, the amounts of money we have paid to hospital facilities. My good friends, governors are here in our midst. They will bear witness that health facilities in very remote places, today they receive money from Social Health Authority and money they have never seen in years. They've never seen that kind of money. And we are improving the whole of that space. We have done whatever we needed to do on our commitment on savings. We did make a commitment that understanding that investments in a nation is dependent on savings. We did rearrange the structure. The nation, Kenya, today, we can proudly say, in the last 3 years, we have raised our savings in the National Social Security Fund from 312 billion shillings, today 680 billion shillings, and by June next year, at our National Social Security Fund, we will have reached the target of 1 trillion Kenya shillings. That is how you build a solid base for a nation. We have done what we needed to do in trying to expand opportunity, whether it is in the economic space, whether it is in making credit affordable, lifting many people who had been blacklisted in credit rating agencies or bureaus. We've lifted 7 million people from CRB. We've made more people access credit. Interest rates have come down. Exchange rates have come down. Our dollar reserves have gone up. Inflation has come down. We can proudly stand before the nation and say we have moved the needle in the right direction. We can speak about many other aspects. Housing, that has been a challenge to us, how to create jobs. The largest challenge we have as a nation, how to create jobs. We can speak proudly about the jobs we have created in housing, the jobs we have created in export of what we are calling overseas employment, what we have done on the digital space, and all the other things that we have done together. And that is why we've come here, so that we can first look at our track record. Because, listen, friends, we are going to an election. And when we are going to an election, we have come here so that we can go to the people of Kenya and tell them, you gave us a mandate. What have we done with that mandate? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it is the reason why we are coming back to you to tell you we have discharged our responsibility on the mandate you gave us. But that is not sufficient. We have another plan going into the future. We are requesting for your mandate so that we can continue and do it even better going into the future. We did it when we were not so big a team. We are bidding that our country, in our lifetime, can become a first world country. I know when we